Hey folks, welcome back to the Horde. Well, let's show you my batteries first. So, it's still Sunday, it's still, I don't know what temperature is, almost 40 degrees, the 24th Sunday, 1:15. I'm still messing around with this Mojave. And I guess that shaft that holds the swing arm in, I guess we'll call it swing arm bearings, that shaft is really pretty hammered. To get everything apart, I had to do some more cutting, which means I'm going to have to do some welding. So I'm really going all redneck here with some of my work. So to get these bearings off, I had to cut them. So you can see they're cut. So that's how I got them off. Both of them. And to get the shaft out, I had to cut it. Now to put the shaft back together again, and make it look straight enough to work, I got this bolt that I cut the head off, and it's a relatively tight fit, and it's relatively long. So my theory, right? Everybody's got a theory, is that I'll put it together like this, which doesn't allow it to wander too much. Then I'm going to clamp it in the vise and weld it up. Some of these guys are really good working one-handed. Unfortunately, I don't happen to be one of them. What does wild-eyed northern boy call this? The one-handed man. So anyway, here's my theory, that I'll be able to push it together. And this kind of, as a matter of fact, putting it more flat like that than clamping it, I think makes it sit straighter. So that's how I'm going to put the shaft back together again. Obviously I had to grind this off, and I've been debating what to do about that. I'm actually not going to put grease through this thing. And even if you do put grease through this thing, I'm not exactly sure. I didn't find any holes or anything in it, unless maybe it's sealed on this side. But still, I don't know how grease got from here to this bearing, because if it's sealed on this side, but once again, I didn't notice any holes or anything here that would put grease onto the bearing. So it's hollow, but I'm not sure why it's hollow. I didn't see a grease fitting, and once again, I don't see any way of dispersing the grease. If there was a hole here where the bearing was, and a hole here where the bearing was, then I can understand you put grease in here and it, fills things up and lubricates the bearings. But I'm not seeing that, so I'm not exactly sure why it's hollow. It's convenient that it's hollow. It's making my life easier, but I'm not sure why they made that hollow. Anyway, I got the other rear end in here now, so you can see it sitting there. That's the one I took out, and that's the one I'm putting in. This was a Craigslist deal. It was delivered to the house, $135, $145. I don't exactly remember. Maybe it's in one of the older tapes. One could see, or what one could figure out what I paid for it. I don't quite recall. I'm going to take this brake disc off, because the brake disc on here looks like I'm going to be able to do something with a handbrake. It's got a cable to it. This one does not. I imagine this isn't any good, or he would have taken it off and sold it separately on eBay. Alright folks, remember, keep your tires and tracks down, handlebars off the pavement, out of the snow. Live, love, have a great time. We'll catch you on the next episode of The Horde, and hopefully, the next episode of The Horde shows you this thing actually sitting on a set of tires. About tires, I think I have a set out here that'll fit it. They're in my milk rack. This rack came from a grocery store, and I think those are Mojave tires. Hopefully they're Mojave tires. I actually have the real tires for this thing, but they're kind of buried, so hopefully those will fit it. Alright folks, live, love, have a great time. We'll catch you on the next episode of The Horde. Take care now.